Imagine being 65 years old, living in your car, with just $105 a month to your name. Would you give up? Or would you knock on 1,009 doors, face 1,009 rejections, and keep going until you build a billion-dollar empire? This is the incredible true story of a man who refused to let age define his dreams. In 1890, in a small Indiana farmhouse, a young boy learned his first lesson about survival. At just 6 years old, Harlan Sanders was forced to cook for his younger siblings while his mother worked long hours in a tomato cannery. Their father had died, leaving them in crushing poverty. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. These words would define Sanders' journey, but that journey was far from smooth. By age 40, he had already failed as a streetcar conductor, a railroad fireman, an insurance salesman, a tire salesman, a ferry boat operator, and even a midwife. In the midst of the Great Depression, Sanders found himself running a small service station in Corbin, Kentucky. Travelers would stop for gas, and he'd cook them chicken in his own kitchen using his mother's recipe. Little did he know, he was serving the first pieces of what would become Kentucky Fried Chicken. For 9 years, he perfected his secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, but success was short-lived. In 1956, a new interstate bypassed his restaurant, and at 65 years old, Sanders was forced to close down. His life savings were spent on his first Social Security check. What happened next defines the true spirit of never giving up. Living in his car, sleeping in the back seat, Sanders traveled across America. He cooked his chicken for restaurant owners, hoping to sell his recipe. The first restaurant said no, so did the second, and the third. 1,009 times he heard no. 1,009 times he got back up and tried again. Think about that number. Most people quit after 3 or 4 rejections. Sanders faced over 1,000 and kept going. Finally, one restaurant said yes, then another and another. His $105 monthly pension turned into a $1 million empire. By 1964, Sanders had 600 franchised outlets for his chicken across the country and was selling the corporation for $2 million, worth about $17 million today. But even after selling the company, the Colonel wasn't done. Until his death in 1980, he continued to visit KFC restaurants, often criticizing the gravy and arguing that the company had changed his original recipe. He wasn't just a businessman, he was a perfectionist who truly cared about quality. Colonel Sanders didn't just build a fast food chain, he proved that age is just a number. Failure is not final. Persistence trumps talent. It's never too late to start. Your past doesn't define your future. The next time you pass a KFC, remember, inside every bucket of chicken is a story of a 65-year-old man who refused to give up on his dreams. Colonel Sanders didn't just create a recipe for fried chicken. He created a recipe for success that anyone can follow. Courage, persistence, and the unwavering belief that it's never too late to start. I've only had 2 rules. Do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you ever get that feeling of accomplishing something. Colonel Harlan Sanders. Life isn't about your age, your background, or how many times you've failed. Colonel Sanders' story teaches us that your next chapter could be your best chapter, no matter where you are right now. Remember, he was 65, broke, and living in his car when he started what became a global empire. So let me ask you, What's your recipe for success? What's that one dream you've been putting off? Drop it in the comments below, because just like the Colonel, your time to start is now. If this story inspired you, hit that subscribe button and join our community of dreamers who dare to do. Remember, you're never too old to start and never too broken to begin.